Have you ever wondered if you could just see the exact moment a sales call starts to go south? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're going to move past gut feelings and look at the hard data that shows what really builds trust and what closes deals.
All right, let's just get right into it. You know the feeling, right? You have this deal. It's a sure thing, a total slam dunk. Everyone's excited, and then, poof, it just hits a wall. Radio silence, you're left scratching your head thinking, what on earth just happened? It is, without a doubt, one of the most frustrating things in sales.
And look, you can spend hours, days even, digging through your CRM, looking at every single data point you've logged, but you're going to come up empty. Why? Because the most important piece of the puzzle isn't being tracked at all. The real answer, the reason that deal stalled, is hidden in the flow of the conversation itself.
So this is where things get really cool. We're going to start decoding these conversations. We're going to take rapport, this thing we've always thought of as an art, and break it down into a real science.
For as long as I can remember, we've all talked about rapport like it's some kind of magic, this it factor. You know, you've either got it or you don't. But what if that's just not true? Research from psychology and linguistics tells a totally different story. Rapport isn't magic at all. It's a pattern, a set of behaviors you can actually see and measure. And here's the best part. If you can measure it, you can coach it.
So how do we measure it? Well, it turns out there are 4 key signals of trust that pop up in every single sales call. Think of these as the invisible data stream that tells you, in real time, how connected your rep and your prospect really are. First up is what we call turn-taking balance. You know, a great conversation feels a lot like a game of catch. It flows. The ball goes back and forth, nice and easy. But when one person just holds onto the ball and starts monologuing, well, the game stops. That's a bad sign.
And this image shows it perfectly. On the one hand, you've got that balanced scale. That's a healthy conversation, a real dialogue. But on the other side, you see that tipped scale? That's what a stalled deal sounds like. It's usually the sales rep just talking and talking and talking, dumping a ton of information. That's not a conversation, it's a lecture.
Okay, signal number 2 is response latency. Now that's just a fancy way of talking about the rhythm of a conversation, specifically the gaps between when one person stops talking and the next one starts. High latency, that just means long, awkward pauses, and we've all been there. That silence feels terrible, and it usually means someone's confused or just not buying what you're selling.
You can actually see this rhythm. A great conversation has these tight gaps, it just flows, it feels natural. But those awkward, clunky gaps, they are a huge red flag. They scream a lack of confidence, or worse, a total breakdown in rapport.
All right, our third signal is a little more subtle. It's called linguistic style matching. Now, this isn't about using the same big, fancy industry words. No, it's about the small stuff. The little function words we use without thinking, like I versus we or a versus thee. When people feel connected, they unconsciously start to mirror each other's style. It's a powerful subconscious sign that you're on the same team.
The best way to picture this is with puzzle pieces. When that connection is strong, the two speaking styles just click. They fit together perfectly. But when there's a disconnect, it's like trying to force two pieces that just don't belong. It's a dead giveaway that the rep is talking at the prospect, not with them.
And finally, our fourth signal is something we all do all the time. It's called backchanneling. These are those little verbal nods we give to show we're listening. The mm-hms, the yes, the rights, the okays. They might seem small, but they are absolutely crucial.
Seriously, don't think of these as just polite little noises. They are the glue that holds a conversation together. Every single aha is a little signal that says, I'm with you, I'm listening, keep going. When those signals vanish, the speaker feels like they're talking into a void, and trust just evaporates. So there you have it, the 4 signals. That's the science part. But here's the million-dollar question. What do you actually do with all this? Well, let's get into the manager's coaching playbook, where we turn all this invisible data into very visible wins. And the framework here is so simple, you're going to love it. It's just 3 steps. First, you spot the signal in the data. Second, you diagnose the real issue behind it. And third, you apply a specific targeted fix. That's it. Spot, diagnose, fix. And here's where the rubber meets the road. Let's say the data spots those long, awkward pauses. The diagnosis? Your rep is probably hesitating. Maybe they lack confidence or product knowledge. So what's the fix? You role-play objection handling with them.
Or maybe you spot mismatched language. The diagnosis is that your rep is talking at the prospect, not connecting. The fix? You coach them on active listening and mirroring. See how it works? You're drawing a straight line from a specific data point to a precise coaching action. No more guesswork.
You know, when you put this all together, it completely changes how we think about sales management. We can finally stop guessing about what went wrong in a call and start coaching with surgical precision. We get to coach the actual behaviors that build trust, not just the words in a script. So what's the big takeaway here? It's this simple. Stop guessing why your deals are stalling. The answer is right there, waiting for you in the conversation itself. It's time to start coaching the behavior, not just the script.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Knowing that all this data is just sitting there, untapped in every single call, what kind of gold is hiding in your team's conversations?